Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox, and I am coming to you today with a review for Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 8, Episode 15. So let's get to it, shall we? Candy and Todd, they are trying to get this old lady gang restaurant off the ground. It looks like it's about to be opening before the end of this year, at least. I see that they're doing work on some location out here in Atlanta. So they go to this hookah lounge. I was like, girl, you pregnant? What you doing up at the hookah lounge? Okay, but it was the middle of the day and it wasn't open. Once they got in there, I realized that they were sitting down with the chef that they were thinking about for their restaurant. He was going to be cooking some meals. So, Candy was just like, I don't want the ladies to work in there all the time. I just want them to oversee. Candy wants her aunts and her mom to just kind of be the ones that provide the menu and just kind of oversee everything, pretty much for publicity. Okay, take pictures, be the face of the restaurant, and I guess maybe make appearances every now and then. Other than that, they don't, she don't want them cooking in the damn kitchen. But she's got to get them all convinced. They're all on board except for Bertha, and I have the feeling that Bertha just being difficult just to be difficult. When they sit down in there with the chef and the chef is bringing out the damn food, Bertha ain't feeling shit. Okay, she one of them ones look like she ain't gonna like shit even if it is good. Okay, just because. First he brings out the damn deviled eggs. I don't like it. He bring out some kind of jazzed up chicken. Okay, Bertha don't like it. He bring out some kind of blackened glazed salmon, and Bertha was just like, I really don't even like salmon, baby. But then the ribs, y'all, she's with the ribs. She was like, them is off the chain. So we finally found something that Bertha likes. Auntie Nora and Mama Joyce are all on, okay, and Bertha is the one that's holding back. But, after they take a vote, Bertha does say that she's in. So Todd is just like, success! I got all the ladies in. Okay, the old lady gang is going to be in full effect. Going to be interesting when the restaurant opens. I definitely will go there once just to see what the food is like. The show started where it left off last week, which was with the girls fake praising Kim's husband, Chris. And of course, we know that Sheree is the one who broke the news that no, the girls were actually talking bad about your husband and saying that there's a rumor going around that he's fruity and gay. Kim was really thrown off, like, what exactly are you guys saying to me? I think she just couldn't believe that they were actually saying this to her face. And now she sees the level of petty and childish and evilness that these girls can stoop to. Because who does that? I told you guys that last week. Now that the girls' cards have been pulled, of course, everybody has to come clean. Mostly because the shit is on camera. We're going to see it at the reunion anyway, if they hadn't gone on ahead and faced it now. And, Sheree did admit that she Googled him and, it came up that he was fruity or gay. And, they were going on and on. Kenya saying that it was rumored that he was gay, and they called him Chrissy. Yeah, listen. I just thought the whole scene was just terrible, actually. I thought it was bad. They trying that girl, and this is the main reason why I said I didn't even want Kim Fields to be on a show like this. Because someone that has her acting legacy, things that we remember her from Facts of Life and Living Single and Different Strokes, all of these shows, for her to end up with this bullshit, yeah, this is exactly why I didn't want her to be on there. But she handled it well. Even with all of that, she was just like, you know what, I'm going to go to bed. They was trying to get her to go off, and she still didn't. I don't think I could have handled it as well as she did. But she's determined not to lose herself in the show. So, I can appreciate her for that. I was just so disgusted with that whole scene, and I was just over it. The next day, everybody's getting up to go out. Nene tells us that she feels bad about what they said about Kim's husband. I believe it. I'm sure everybody up there, once you get confronted about it, yeah, we can kiki all day about it, but once you actually see somebody that you've hurt, now that they know and that they're hurt, you should feel bad. Okay, because don't nobody want nobody to talk about their own husband like that. So, she says she feels bad about what happened with Kim. She's out at breakfast. Kim comes up and sits down and talks to her. It's funny because Nene is telling her that she needs to be more aggressive with these girls, even though Nene was a part of the key and about the husband. But I see what she's saying. She's kind of feeling like Kim is letting the girls run all over her. I really don't think that Kim is letting the girls run all over her. I think Kim is just not going to participate in the fool of fucking niggotry. And I think that's really what bothers, well, at least we know that that's really what bothers Kenya. She doesn't really have any other problems with anybody else, but I think that this is probably the best angle she can take, because Kenya just is trying 3,000% to pull that girl in and get her to act a fucking ghetto ratchet ass mess, and she won't do it. And it just seems like it gets Kenya more and more and more and more upset. So really, I think it's working the way she's doing right now. But Nene is still telling her, you got to be more aggressive. You can't let them run all over you. You know, you got to say something. Phaedra walks up, and they both are kind of tag teaming Kim. Okay, they're like, look, girl, we're going to tell you exactly how you should do this. We're going to role play. So then Phaedra is Kenya, and Nene is Kim, okay? And they go through this whole role play. Hey, girl, you know, you're not going to talk to me any old kind of way. I heard your husband was gay. Okay, bitch, you're not going to talk about my husband. Yada, yada, yada. Cute enough scene. And Kim did get a little kick out of it. I guess it was just something to lighten the mood, because if I was Kim, I would kind of be looking at all these girls side-eye. Bitches, because you guys was all laughing. Now that I know, now it's a different story. So I don't know, you guys. I'm so tired of them being out here. They've been out there forever, it seems like. It seems like the shit just been going on and on, the same shit every day. But anyway, you guys, they tell her that they have her back now. And, you know, she goes back to her room and she calls Chris. And she tells him that, you know, after the dinner last night, the girls told her that they Googled her husband to, you know, and saw that he was gay. Chris just laughed. He was just like, ha, okay, so if they Googling you, you know, you really must have him shook. I'm sure with him being a black man, tap dancer, this is not the first time that he might have heard that, you know, he might be gay kind of rumor. I told you guys already, I don't feel like he's gay. I've looked at him. I just don't get the gay bug. I just get that he's not the most super duper masculine man, which is fine. Okay? Everybody can't be like that. He was good about it. He was just like, oh, you must really have him shook, honey. You doing the right thing, whatever it is. And like I said, Kim told him that, you know, they really want her to be aggressive with Kenya, but she won't, because she's grown and she can handle the situation like a grown person. So the trip for the day is they're going to Dungaree Falls. Okay, it's a 60-foot high cliff with waterfalls, and everybody climbs up it. You know, they put on the water shoes, the sports shoes, and climb up the cliffs. It's supposed to be really, really nice. It looked like it was very, very beautiful. Okay, it was slippery, so, you know, the need for teamwork was there. You know, we need everybody to hold hands, because they're showing everybody's slipping, everybody's falling, losing their balance, okay? Except for Kenya and her man Matt. They break off from the group, okay? And they hurry their ass up the falls, okay? Because Kenya says she's the most, you know, she's the most athletic of the group anyway. She's in shape and, you know, she's fit. You know, she can get up there with no problem. So when she gets up there, she just sort of like, ah, bitches, I'm here. Okay, they all still coming up. But of course, they're looking at her like, bitch, now, you know, this could have been like a bonding moment. We all holding hands. We all coming up this damn hill. And you the only one that just went off by yourself. The same that she's been doing the whole trip. Isolating herself, breaking herself away from the group, just being mad. Just a fucking bratty ass, bitch ass, pouting ass motherfucker, okay? I'm just tired of Kenya. Somebody in my Twitter was like, I know you're gonna go off on Kenya. I'm like, I'm not. Because it's been the same thing. She's gonna always be by herself because she sabotages everything, okay? And I can't get my blood pressure up because the bitch don't know how to be in a relationship. Later on, you know, they all decide to go out to eat for authentic Jamaican food. Okay, I think the name of the place was Scorchies, or Scorchies, something like that. And everybody is in good spirits. Okay, did they even show Peter and Bob smoking weed? I was like, are they really smoking weed, or are they acting like they smoking? I was just like, y'all real comfortable. I guess is it legal in Jamaica? Like, I was just like, what the fuck? Anyway, the girls want to know what's going on with Kenya and Matt. Okay, Kenya says she's just going to take it day by day. I can tell you right now, she's going to fuck it up. And then when Matt is over with the guys and they're asking him, Matt says that he really likes her. They still concerned about this fucking age gap, but you know what? Matt has loosened up. I don't know if it's because, you know, they've been drinking or what, but you know, everybody just seems to be a little bit more comfortable with each other. Peter and Greg still kind of digging, but like I said, Matt is taking it in stride. So I was like, okay, good. Everybody is having a good ass time over there. Portia says, you know, that she really likes Rico Suave. Okay, Rico Suave over there talking about her ass being so damn big. Then Nene says, "Okay, Kim, let's get this shit out on the table. I had a conversation with Kim earlier today, and she just has some issues with Kenya that she needs to get out. I still don't know why Nene feels that she has to be the one to usher in all of this, togetherness. But Kim was just like, look, I don't really feel like doing this, but if it's issues and if this is going to solve the matter once and for all, you know what, let's do it." Kim says, "You're just disrespectful. You don't get to talk about my family. You don't get to talk about my husband. That's where we have to draw the line. Even if we don't be best friends or even be friends, we could at least be cordial to each other. And if we can't be cordial, then we need to not speak at all. But this, you going, below the belt to say shit to me and do things to me is unnecessary. And I'm just not going to have it." I didn't think that Kim was being shady or mean in what she said. Okay, Kenya starts off right away. "Well, I'm glad to see that you can speak for yourself." I said, I'm telling you, she is a fucking bitch. Cynthia was just like, wait a minute. Why are you even going there like that? See, this is what starts the conversations off bad with you. You always take it to a level that it don't need to go. Kenya was just like, let me say what I need to say, just like how she said. Okay. So then Kenya goes on again about this commercial. Like, we already settled this. You weren't chosen. Okay. Why are you still going over the shit? It's done. It's filmed. And it's over. But she's still going on. She felt like Cynthia didn't give her a chance. And, she was just hurt by it. She just knows that her and Kim will never be friendly. Cynthia says, well, my whole thing is, when we were having that conversation, for you to jump up and pull her chair out and be in her personal space, that's how shit happens. That's how people get hurt. And I think you owe her an apology for that. Well, Kenya finally did admit, because she didn't have any other choice to be, that wasn't her best moment, pulling her chair out like that. She was just acting out because she was upset. She was hurt by what Cynthia did. Well, see, this is what you need to do about your displaced anger. Okay, if you upset with Cynthia, then why the fuck you fucking with Kim? But she apologizes. Okay, I shouldn't have done that. She thanks Cynthia for being a true friend and, kind of letting her know when she's right and when she's wrong. So to make a long story short, Kim and Kenya, they kind of agreed to settle this whole beef. They don't like each other. I think everybody knows that, but you know what? They're going to stay out of each other's way. So it ended very well. Everybody was just like, well, that was really, really nice. Okay. It was so funny to see all the girls sitting around the table just looking like, okay, who gonna say what now? I saw Portia. She sat up real straight like, let me hear what they got to say now. The men was having a good time over there, honey. They was all ace boon coons before that night was over. Now, with all this shit going on, Cynthia still feels like she needs to talk to Kenya, okay? Because she feels like with them all being out there, they went to the commercial, everybody participated, but Kenya, she's out on the damn paddle boat. Nene says, well, maybe you need to talk to her too. Okay, like I said, Nene is now the fixer. Go figure, right? So it looks like the next day is a free day. Everybody is kind of off doing whatever they want to do that day. And then that night they all get together for drinks and food. Supposedly Peter has pulled out all the stops. He got dances there. He got fire-breathing folks. All right. And Cynthia is so impressed. Actually, everybody is very impressed. Okay. Cynthia's like, this is the man that I fell in love with. The man that takes charge. The man that surprises me. He's romantical. Okay. He got all this going on. Yeah, this is my Peter that I always knew and loved. Portia was just like, you guys can tell that the spark is back in you guys' eyes. Y'all look like y'all just love each other to death. Everybody is in good spirits. And then once it's over, we gonna settle on down over there and eat some damn food. And they realize that Kenya and Matt are not there. Well, where are they? Okay, I guess they missed the whole production that, fire breathing and dancing that Peter had been set up. While Peter is talking to the group, then here comes Kenya and Matt finally deciding to join along. Peter's thanking everybody for participating in, his hometown. Okay. being good spirits about eating the Jamaican food, okay, going to the falls for the climb. He just wants to be a good host, and he's just glad that they all seem to enjoy themselves. While they sitting at the fish fry, you guys, though, I was surprised to hear that Sheree and Bob are trying to work shit out, weren't you guys? I actually was really happy for them. Almost sort of like I felt like I knew him, and I know I don't know him. And you guys know that I have not been a fan of Sheree, but I like Sheree this season. She's done a lot of changing, and we've seen how she's changed through the years. Even though she's been messy with these last couple of episodes, I really feel like she was put up to that. But in general, I was just like, oh, I mean, like, they have been through so fucking much. Their kids are grown now. There's really no reason for them to try to work anything out. But I still think that it's cool that maybe they are trying to work it out, you know? So I was just, you know, she was kind of bashful, giggly, coy, and, you know, he was like, I was just like, this is really nice, you guys. Y'all know Rocky. Y'all know I'm a sucker for love. I want every motherfucker to be in love, right? So I just was like, oh, that's really, really nice that them two are trying to work it out. I was happy for them. Phaedra, you know, she brings up the whole Kenya and Matt thing again. Hopefully them two will make it as well. Matt said that he loved her. And Kenya was just like, what? You know, he said that I could tell that he really likes her. I mean, a lot of people are saying that their relationship seems phony, but it doesn't seem phony to me. Like, when they are together, this is the first time that I felt like the chemistry has been real. And even though there's rumors going around that she's pregnant, I don't think that's true. But I do feel like those two actually do really like each other, even if it's on some, you know, not too deep of a level. But I really do think that they like each other. So, you know, I was cool with that too. Then the commercial comes up. Cynthia's just like, well, when are we going to see some of the footage? And Kim is like, well, you know, we still got to do some editing, some chopping up and all of that. So, you know, as soon as we get that done, you'll see it. I'm sure we'll probably see it somewhere around the finale. Then Cynthia goes on to thank everybody for participating. Everybody but Kenya. Okay, she says that she was kind of hurt that Kenya has come and hasn't been involved in anything, had made it a point not to participate in the commercial. And, you know, she just really wanted her to be a part of this project like everybody else. She even wanted Kenya to be her girlfriend in the commercial. Kenya was just like, oh, whatever. Was that before Nene came? And Nene was just like, wait a minute, okay, don't be putting me in you guys' problems, okay? Nene is around, Nene's back right now, and you might as well get used to it, and Nene ain't going nowhere. I didn't know if that meant that she was coming back to the show or what. I know a lot of people would like for her not to come back, but I actually would like for Nene to come back. She is needed. I don't care what nobody else is, but she was just like, no, that was before Nene even decided to come on this trip. I always said that Kenya wanted, you know, I wanted Kenya in the commercial, and Peter backed her up and was just like, yeah, she always said that she wanted Kenya to be in the commercial. Okay, so then Kenya starts feeling bad. Like, damn, I fucked that up, I guess, too. So then she apologizes. I know I shouldn't be acting this way. I just been cutting up and acting a goddamn fool and being a jerk. And I was like, well, at least she admitted it. I'm so glad that she did. She had the watery eye. She seemed to believe what she was saying. And I'm just going to go on along with it and say that I believed it too. Okay, because I'm tired of it. And I'm just going to hope that she's adult enough to realize that she's been tripping this whole time. So, that's it, y'all. Take their ass home back to Atlanta. Alright, you guys, so still got to do Housewives of Potomac. Yeah. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. Alright. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.